My name is Kelly and I'm going to instruct how to crochet the snowflake. For the pattern you can use any size yarn and hook as long as the yarn is appropriate for the size hook you have. The snowflake you see measures 2.5 inches, and to create the snowflake I personally used a 3.25 millimeter hook and number 2 fine yarn. This pattern is crocheted in the round. We'll start in the center creating a foundation ring. Round 1 will create petals to create the rest of the snowflakes on, and round 2 we will create the entire bulk of the snowflake. There's some different stitches that we'll use for this pattern. We'll use a single crochet and then a double crochet 3 and a double crochet 4 together. We'll also introduce a picot stitch. I'll take my time going through those different stitches so that you can follow along. The snowflake pattern begins with a foundation ring of a chain 4. Once you've created your slip knot, you'll chain 4 and slip stitch into your first chain. Round 1 is crocheted into the foundation ring. First we will chain 4, and do a single crochet into the foundation ring. That'll set us up, and we need to create 6 more petals to crochet into. So now we're going to chain 3 and single crochet into the foundation ring. And we will repeat that pattern going back to the asterisk 4 more times. So you'll chain 3, single crochet into the foundation ring. Three petals, and you'll create 3 more. Let's take a look at how the pattern looks after round 1. We have our 6 petals, and in the center is the foundation ring that we've worked the single crochets into. We will crochet the rest of our snowflake in round 2. The pattern will be for us to create a double crochet together and picot stitches on top of the double crochets together, and we'll do a chain 3 to bring us to the next part of our snowflake. We're going to create 6 corners in our snowflakes to create a hexagon shape. The first part will be a little different, and then the next 5 we will repeat the same pattern. Round 2 will begin by slip stitching into the chain 4 space. All the rest of these are chain 3 spaces, and the very first one we did a chain 4. So I will slip stitch into it and create a chain 3 because I need to bring my work up to the height of a double crochet. And I'm going to put a stitch marker into the third chain of my chain 3 because that's where I'm going to finish my pattern. Next, I'm going to do a double crochet 3 together. Since this is a different stitch, I'll slowly go through it. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 2 loops on my hook. I've started 1 double crochet and I'm going to start a second double crochet. I yarn over, insert my hook into the chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now I've started 2 double crochets. I have 3 loops on my hook. I need to start a 3rd double crochet. I yarn over, insert my hook into the chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 4 loops on my hook. I've started 3 double crochets. To finish the double crochet 3 together, I yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Next, with the pattern, I chain 1 and I'm going to do a picot 3 3 times. To do a picot 3, I chain 3, and I slip stitch into the first chain. So it's hard to see, but I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain that I did. So now I have my chain 1 and a picot 3. I need to do a picot 3 2 more times. So I start with a new unit. I chain 3, and I slip stitch into the top of the chain, the first chain that I did. And you'll see here I have my chain 1, picot 3, and 1 more picot 3. I chain 3 and I slip stitch into the first chain of that chain 3. And you can see I have my 3 picot 3s, my chain 1. I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 1. So I made 1 of the corners of my snowflake. I'm then going to chain 3. This first part of our snowflake is different than the rest of the 5 parts since we had to use the chain 3 to bring us up to the height of the double crochets. So we'll repeat this next pattern 5 times. Starting with the asterisk, I double crochet 4 together in the next chain 3 space. To do a double crochet 4 together, yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain 3 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 5 loops on your hook. You see that you've started 4 double crochets and you're going to finish them all at the same time. You then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. And then we'll make our next picot series. So you start by chaining 1 and then working a picot 3 times. So the picot 3, you chain 3 and slip stitch into the first chain of your chain 3. We have our chain 1, our picot 3, and repeating the picot 3 2 more times. Chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain of the chain 3. Chain 3, and slip stitch into the first chain of your chain 3. All right, now we're going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space. So picot 3, picot 3, picot 3, chain 1. And to bring us to the next chain 3 space, we will chain 3. Then we go back to the asterisk and repeat again. So I'll walk you through once more, but you're going to repeat 4 more times, and then I'll show you how to finish the snowflake. Going back to the asterisk and doing a double crochet 4 together in the next chain 3 space. To work the double crochet 4 together, you will start 4 double crochets and finish them all at the end. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain 3 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Started 1 double crochet, start a second, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Starting a 3rd double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Begin a 4th double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then finish them all at the same time by yarning over and pulling through all loops on your hook. Then chain 1, and you'll do 3 picot 3s. For a picot 3, you'll chain 3 and slip stitch into the first chain. Picot 3, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain. Picot 3, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain. slip stitch chain into the chain 1. That'll bring the bacoats around to the top of the double crochet 4 together, finishing the pattern with a chain 3. You can repeat that pattern going back to the asterisk, doing that in the next 3 chain 3 spaces. And you'll finish with the chain 3. Once we've finished the pattern, we are going to finish the snowflake with a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, which I have marked with my stitch marker. I'll fasten off the work, and I'm going to cut a long tail, and I'll fasten off my work. I can weave in the starting tail, and I can use this finishing tail to turn the snowflake into an ornament. I'll weave the long tail to the top of one of my bacoats. And I'll only pull some of the tail through to create the ornament loop. Then with the remaining tail, I will weave it through using either my crochet hook, or if you have an embroidery needle, you can use that as well. Once you've woven in the loose ends and created your ornament, your snowflake is ready to be hung. Thanks for watching the video on how to crochet a snowflake. Please leave any questions or comments below.